Hello, I am the hyphen in theory. While we all wait for the release of Grand Theft Auto 6, I wanted to take a look into the future of Rockstar games. What comes after GTA 6? Maybe GTA 7, maybe even RDR 3, or the least likely of all, Bully 2. Only time will tell. But I wanted to talk about the potential of a new IP. Why? Because new IPs are risky and can be controversial. Look at Naughty Dog's new game. First game since Last of Us and Uncharted, and immediately met with a massive amount of hate, all because the main character is a ball girl, and maybe a little arrogant, though it's hard to tell as the game hasn't even released yet. But Rockstar's last new IP was released May of 2011, almost 14 years ago. That game was called LA Noire. Disclaimer, Rockstar didn't actually make LA Noire, they only published it, while Team Bondi actually developed the game. Back to the video. A game set in the 1940s and follows the story of a cop named Cole Phelps as he solves cases and finds new discoveries in the city of Los Angeles. 13 years later, and Rockstar has released 3 games since the release of LA Noire. Max Payne 3 released in May of 2012, Grand Theft Auto 5 released in September of 2013, and Red Dead Redemption 2 released in October of 2018. There's something you might also notice about all those games. Yes, they are sequels to other Rockstar installments, meaning LA Noire was the last new IP from Rockstar. But why is that the case? Well, other than money, of course, as GTA 6 is scheduled to release later this year, and is projected to make around $3 billion in its first year, it's kind of risky. They very well could make a new IP, but what would it be about? And how much would the game even make? Also, how would the reception be? No one knows. And that's the risk part. Now Rockstar is Rockstar, so as long as the game isn't utter garbage, it will most likely sell well. But most importantly, what would the game story be? Well, there are 3 themes I think Rockstar could go with for their new IP. That is, if they ever decide to go down that route. Medieval. Rockstar games are known for their vast open world and rich attention to detail. A medieval game would take this to a whole new level. The battles, the lore, the characters, and of course the detail. Obviously taking place during the medieval era, the game may face the Red Dead issue, being not popular enough to get much future support. I predict this theme to sell less than RDR 2, as it would be a new IP but be just as good. Though the similarities to Red Dead's horse mechanic, I think they would build upon it, and don't get me started on the many different lands with giant castles and unique lore. Futuristic / space game. This would probably be the most likely to be made for a new IP, and at the time, the most hated. As we know, that space futuristic games are the trend, and not a good one. Every space game that has been released or even announced has been met with hate and disappointment. Not that Rockstar wouldn't make a great game, but I think people are over the space genre. But it's Rockstar, and I believe they could do it justice. We'll have to wait and see. They could do a lot of creative things with this theme. Fantasy, a made-up concept set in whatever time, could be set in modern times but have a sci-fi element to it, maybe superpowers, or my personal favorite, a water-based game. I don't know how this game would work exactly, but a world where most of the gameplay take place on the sea. Sounds boring, right? Think about pirates, similar to Assassin's Creed's Black Flag, and we have to sail boats and craft spears and other weapons. The animal wildlife would be insane. Imagine the details of sharks, orcas, and other creatures in the sea. Truly great potential. modern story that just follows a story about simple or complex characters. Though I don't know if it would be open world, as it's basically just a GTA game, but who knows, this is probably the most likely theme if they were to make a new IP. It's hard to say what the setting for this game would be that would differentiate it from GTA, but it's familiar. Which theme would actually sell the most? Well, I'd have to go with modern. The open world would just be more appealing to casual players, the cars, guns, planes, etc. But in my humble opinion, I think personally, medieval would be the best option in the middle ground of Risk. The risks are there, of course, but not as much as it would be for a fantasy or space game. Medieval games are somewhat popular, although most have a fantasy element to them. Kingdom Come is one game that I can think of that is very medieval, which is a great series. But if I'm being completely honest, no disrespect because the game is great. A Rockstar medieval game would probably blow Kingdom Come out of the water. Another disclaimer, I think Kingdom Come is literally great, honestly. I just think Rockstar would make a much better game, if not much better, at least a serious competitor in the medieval genre, as GTA has no competitor besides Saints Row and, well, in the most respectable way possible to Kingdom Come fans. Now, if Rockstar decided to do this, the earliest you'd probably see this game is about, optimistically, I'd say about 2034. Most games seem to take around 5 to 8 years to develop, add a couple delays and bam, a new Rockstar game. Now I'm thinking about when GTA 7 is coming.